Should active athletes be using GLP-1 medications? We know former athletes have embraced them, but what about players still competing at the highest level? That's what we're diving into today. I'm RMZ. Welcome back to the channel. If you've been following a GLP-1 conversation, whether it's Ozempic, Wegovy, Zepbound, or Mounjaro, you know it's not just a story about weight loss anymore. It's about health, longevity, and so much more. We've already seen huge names like Barkley and Serena Williams announce that they're using GLP-1 medications. Serena's announcement, in particular, set off a firestorm on social media, with health and fitness influencers losing their ever-loving mind and questioning if she really needed it. But here's the bigger question. If former athletes can use it for health reasons, why not active ones? Think about it. These athletes put their bodies through decades of wear and tear. You don't play professional basketball, tennis, or football, or any other sport without paying the price later. Arthritis, joint inflammation, chronic pain, and slower metabolism from years of intense training that suddenly stops. When performance goals are gone, when you're no longer fighting for a roster spot, or for a championship, or for the MVP award, the drive changes. Maintaining peak fitness becomes a lot harder. GLP-1 medications can help former athletes manage their health in this new phase of life. So yeah, for Barkley and Serena, that makes sense. But active athletes, that's where it gets interesting. Let's take Zion Williamson of the New Orleans Pelicans. He recently shocked fans by showing up slimmer than ever. Now, Zion has struggled with his weight since entering the NBA. His power and explosiveness, combined with carrying extra weight, were believed to be a major factor in his long list of injuries. In 6 NBA seasons, Zion has missed 268 out of a possible 482 games. That's over half his career spent on the sidelines. His playing weight reportedly peaked at 285 pounds. Earlier this year, he managed to get back into the lineup, and he weighed in around 264 pounds. And now, he's looking leaner than ever. So, of course, speculation started. Did he hop on Ozempic? Is this the only way he finally found success after years of struggling? Now, there's no indication that he did, but here's my take. So what if he did? If a GLP-1 can help him stay healthy, extend his career, and reduce injury risk, why shouldn't he be able to use it? Now let's talk about another example. Desmond Watson, a massive defensive lineman out of the University of Florida. In college, he weighed 464 pounds, and despite that, he was surprisingly mobile and effective. But still, he was easily over 100 pounds above where scouts wanted him to be for the pros. Now, I found this graphic real interesting. For context, the average defensive tackle in 1927 was 190 pounds. That's about 6 or 7 pounds lighter than where I am today. That increased to 245 pounds in 1967, as you can see with the great Alan Page, one of the legends of the game. Then in 2006, the average size was 335 pounds, and you can see another great football player, Haloti Ngata, here in this graphic. Now, the average size of a nose tackle today is somewhere around 335 to 350 pound range. So at 464, Desmond was well above that average range for a defensive tackle. Now, Desmond went undrafted and eventually signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as a rookie free agent. He reported at around 437 pounds, and coaches and the training staff immediately told him that he needed to drop at least another 30 pounds just so he can practice. During camp, they basically sidelined him. You saw pictures and videos of him jogging and walking around the practice field while the team practiced because they didn't want him on the field at that weight. And probably for good reason. There's probably a health concern with him at that weight, competing at that level in that heat. And unfortunately, Desmond never got down to his target weight, and the Bucs cut him before the season started. Now later, and this happened just a few weeks ago, they re-signed him to the practice squad, and he actually gained weight since he was initially cut. He's back up to 449 pounds. Now here's where a GLP-1 comes in. Imagine if he had access to one of these medications. He wouldn't be just another weight loss story. He'd be someone who got a real shot at an NFL career, something that's life-changing for him and his family, probably generationally, if he can make enough money and can put it away and smart about it. So here's the dilemma. Should active athletes be allowed or even encouraged to use GLP-1s if it makes medical sense? On one hand, you could argue is just another form of performance enhancement. I wouldn't do that, but you can argue that. If a drug makes it easier to maintain the right body composition, is that an unfair advantage? But on the other hand, isn't it really about leveling the playing field? Some players are genetically predisposed to struggling with weight management, while others can't eat anything and stay lean. If a GLP-1 helps prevent injuries, extends careers, and keeps athletes healthier, why wouldn't we all want that? And let's be honest, athletes are already using every legal edge they can get: nutrition, trainers, recovery tools, supplements, and even surgeries. This might be the next evolution of athlete care. At the end of the day, whether it's Zion Williamson or Desmond Watson or the next generation of athletes, we need to start asking, what's really more important, protecting some abstract idea of purity in sports or protecting the actual health and longevity of athletes? If GLP-1 medications are safe and they prevent injuries and they give athletes the chance to compete at their best, then maybe the question shouldn't be, should we use them, but why wouldn't they? So I'll leave it to you. Should active athletes be able to use GLP-1s if it makes medical sense? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear where you stand on this one. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss future videos.